Good afternoon.
And good evening.
How are you, Rinaldi? It's been a long time.
I'm fine, Rawia. Anyway, our topic for today is about chemical reaction. So, what is chemical reaction, Rawia?
Chemical reaction is the reaction between two elements or compounds. When this occurs, it will produce another compound. A chemical reaction is a process that leads to the transformation of one set of chemical substances to another. Classically, chemical reaction encompass changes that only involve the position of electrons in the forming and breaking of chemical bonds between atoms. Chemical reaction happen at a characteristic reaction rate at a given temperature and chemical concentration. Different chemical reactions are used in combinations during chemical synthesis in order to obtain a desired product. So, chemical reaction is the combination or reaction between two elements or compounds, and it produces another compound.
So, Rawia, what are different daily examples of chemical reactions?
There are many examples of chemical reaction, but I will give three examples. First is cooking, photosynthesis, and shaking a bottle of soft drinks. So let's focus first about cooking.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you something? What's your why not? Or kung sa may mga bantayan mo pag magluto ko kanon?
Once nga magtakang na ka, ma-feel mo na ang imong takang init na siya then boil na gayon. Starting to boil and in the rice will become hotter, I mean.
Thank
After
you,
a
sir.
minute it will be dry. Due
Yes,
to
sir.
the chemical reaction.
In chemistry, we say breaking bonds need heat, then making bonds give out heat. These are quite common in thermochemistry. Even cooking gas needs heat to start and that is an endothermic reaction. But once started, it gives so much heat, then the overall reaction is exothermic. The chemical's volatility depends on temperature. Quicker you heat by applying more heat, faster they come out. So for this reason, some spices are added in the coarse form so the release of chemicals is slow. In the presence of heat, spices, meat, or in rice, some chemical bonds tend to break, while some chemical bonds holding the compounds together. Breaking those bonds makes the food softer. Then, recombination with other chemicals makes easier to chew. It's said when a certain temperature called gelatinization temperature is reached, the cell wall of the rice granule breaks and the starch granules turns viscous or turn into amylase and amylose pectin. Rice also has protein and fiber. These are on the outer layer of the grain or on barn, but unfortunately, they are removed by milling. If one needs to eat nutritious rice, the answer is eat unpolished rice or brown rice. I cannot understand why we remove the nutritious part and feed animals and just eat pure carbohydrate part alone. When we eat unpolished rice, it gives feeling of fullness, but the polished rice burns away quickly, making the people feel hungry, so they eat more and more. You mean then supermarkets have more businesses? As I said before, as Asians, we prefer to eat rice and curries than eating all fried Western diets because they are not quite so healthy.
Oh, I learned something from you. How about photosynthesis? Let's ask somebody.
Is there a chemical reaction in photosynthesis?
Yes, because it's a process in plant to make food.
Thank you for that answer.
Photosynthesis is a multi-process that requires sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water as substrate. After the process is complete, it releases oxygen and produces GAGP, simple carbohydrate molecules that can subsequently be converted into glucose, sucrose, or any dozens of other sugar molecules. These sugar molecules contain energy, the energized carbon that all living things need to survive.
Photosynthesis uses solar energy, carbon dioxide, and water to produce energy-storing carbohydrates. Oxygen is generated as a waste product of photosynthesis. Therefore, according to the chemical equation for photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water produce sugar and oxygen when exposed to sunlight. Although this equation looks simple, the many steps that take place during photosynthesis are actually quite complex. Before learning the details of how photoautotrophs turn sunlight into food, it is important to become familiar with the structures involved. I never thought that you know something about photosynthesis.
Oh well, it's based from what I learned in my science teacher.
Moving on, do you know that there is a chemical reaction when you shake a bottle of Coke or soft drinks?
Have you tried it?
Well, actually no. So, let's try it.
You stuck on me in my laughing.
Have you ever noticed that if you shake up a bottle of soda, it will fizz as you open it? How about how a flat soda doesn't taste as good as regular soda? This all has to do with the chemistry of the carbonation of soft drinks. Placing high amount of carbon dioxide into the bottle allow for this. Carbon dioxide reacts with water once it is placed into the bottle, forming carbonic acid. Carbonic acid creates a small pain that the brain counteracts by sending signals that will improve your mood. This explains why a soda will taste worse after it has gone flat.
So that's all for today.
So, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Thanks for watching.
And subscribe here.